today I want to talk about Pop Century Resort located at Walt Disney World, Orlando, Florida. So if you have seen any of my other Disney vacation videos, I will link our 2017 planning video in the description box. You know that we are currently planning our 6th vacation to Walt Disney World. We have been 5 times before, and on 4 of those trips we stayed at Pop Century Resort. So I wanted to come on, give you guys a few tips, tricks, a review, and kind of let you know what to expect if you're thinking about booking at Pop Century. We're a family of 4. We have my husband and myself, and then 2 boys, 8 and 6. And Pop Century has really been a great fit for us. It is a value resort. Disney has 3 booking categories. They have value, moderate, and deluxe. And each resort category has its own perks and I would say downfalls. And one of the perks of booking at a value resort like Pop Century is the price. So normally we pay anywhere between $94 and $120, but it can go a little bit lower and a little bit higher each way depending on what time of year you're booking and what discount you're booking with. That's another reason that keeps us coming back to Pop Century is that normally when Disney releases a discount like free dining or stay, play, and dine or something like that, Pop always has great availability. A lot of the other values have limited booking capability or aren't available at all for some rooms, and Pop Century normally has a lot of rooms available, and we've always been able to book with even the most sought after discounts at Pop Century. So the rooms are not huge. They have 2 full-size beds in them, a mini fridge, of course your TV, alarm clock, hair dryer, iron, all of those types of things. The toilet and shower are separate from the sink and the vanity and the mirror. There's also like a small closet in the room, a dresser, and then a table with 2 chairs. Now, the basicness of the room is not a problem for our family. The full-size beds, normally we are 1 grown up with 1 kid sleeping in the beds to just make it a little more comfortable for everyone. We've also stayed in the rooms and had a pack and play from Disney delivered when our youngest son was a toddler, and we found that we had more than enough floor space for that. We have traveled with 2 single strollers numerous times because I'm like odd like that, and I would rather have 2 singles than a double. And we've never had a problem fitting everything into the room. Now, there wasn't like a ton of floor space, and there isn't, if you're looking to kind of relax in your room, there's no couch or things like that. But it depends on your travel style. We are a family who likes to get up and go to rope drop, and we normally don't see our room again until either an afternoon swim break or that night when we're kind of just coming in and falling into bed. We have found the cleanliness to be amazing. I have in the past had to, because of an allergy, request that we have a special type of cleaning, and they are amazing with the dust sensitivities in our family. We have always had amazing beds. Like, we don't have a great mattress at home, so maybe that's why I think their mattresses are nice. But we've never had a problem sleeping there. We haven't had a problem with noise. Maybe we just have gotten really, really lucky. But I also think sometimes the category of room that you're booking or requesting plays into that. So Pop Century, you can book a couple different categories. So they have preferred pool view, standard, and pool view. And Pop Century is a resort. If you don't know about like the theming, it is heavily themed after decades. So from 1950s all the way to 1990s. And in each decade, there are different like super big, awesome, Mickeys, retro Mickeys, Goofy's, a huge foosball table, Pac-Man, Rubik's Cubes, yo-yos. I mean, these things are super exciting for my 6 and 8-year-old boy. They have loved the theming of the resort since their first trip. Do I think it's great for maybe someone traveling with a little princess? I don't know about that. That might be, you know, I may pick something different for you if you're traveling with girls, but for us with the 2 boys, they're super intrigued. They absolutely love all of the different, you know, pop culture and different decade, you know, memorabilia that's in the lobby and that's all around the resort. So back to the booking categories. So in amongst the decades, there are different sections of rooms, and some of those rooms are, you know, like located, there's 3 different pools. So the hippity dippity pool is in the 60s section. There's a computer pool, and I believe it's located like between the 80s and 90s. I've never really ventured over that way, to be honest with you. And then there is the bowling pin pool, which is located in the 50s. We have stayed in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And every time I have requested a 4th floor lake view room. Now this isn't not a category that you can book. These are categories that you can request. And every time, I really don't care which decade I'm in. I just care that I have a 4th floor Lakeview room. Hourglass Lake goes all around, like not all around, but it kind of resides in the middle between Art of Animation and Pop Century Resort. It has a beautiful running trail around it. They have an amazing bridge that we just love kind of hanging out on and looking over. My kids are always on an alligator adventure. They're always trying to look for some alligators. But we find that the Lakeview rooms, you can request that at check-in, or I always put my requests in when I'm booking, and you can just call the Disney number to do that. We found them to be super quiet. The view is incredible. We've actually seen hot air balloons going up a couple of different times on one stay there. I don't know if it was some kind of convention or something, but you can also see some of the fireworks from either Epcot or Hollywood Studios. I'm not really sure, but we have gotten great views requesting a 4th floor Lakeview room. And every time except for one year we were on the 1st floor Lakeview, but our requests have been honored. You know, it is just a request, so keep that in mind, but that would be what I would book. And I book a standard room with those requests. Now, if, you know, there isn't a standard room available and you want to be close to the pools are exciting for you, book a pool view room. You know, they get to be a little bit loud, I think, especially midday. If you have kids that are napping, I wouldn't recommend booking that category at Pop Century. There's a lot of pool activities that go on around the hippity dippity pool, and, you know, a lot of activity at the other pools during that like mid-afternoon cool down break. So another thing is that the pools are fairly basic. There are 3 of them, and so I think there's lots of places for people to spread out. We haven't found that the pools are overcrowded, but, you know, they don't come with water slides or anything like that. There is a small child's play area that's like shallow water that's great for your toddlers or, you know, young children. And there's also a lot of amenities. There is a pool bar there. There's an arcade in the main building where check-in and all your concierge is located. There's also a full food court where you can refill your mugs if you get them with the dining plan or you purchase them separately. You have airline check-in located on the outside of that building as well. Some locker rooms, a gift shop, which pretty much carries anything souvenir-wise. Like if you're looking for a basic souvenir, you can mostly shop the Pop gift shop. I really love that gift shop. The people that work in there are the sweetest, dearest people. I just love them. And there's penny press machines. I mean, it has a lot of amenities, in my opinion, for the price point. You know, outside of Disney, we are about to pay $100 a night in Western Pennsylvania for a hotel room that has like no pool and, you know, no outdoor pool, no arcade, no amazing Disney service. We have found that the Disney service has been incredible. Now, we have had a couple of times. One time, I think they just completely forgot to give us a room, and at 6 o'clock at night, we still didn't have a room. The service that we received because of that small mistake, which really didn't affect us greatly, was amazing. I mean, a free night's room, fast passes, they went above and beyond. We've had garden grocery delivered. We've had medications delivered. I one time had to visit the emergency room while on Disney property, and Pop so generously paid for my cab fee when I came back, and also got me the medication that I needed delivered to my room whenever it came from the pharmacy. So we have found that, we don't know what kind of service is at Deluxe. I'm sure it even exceeds our experience at Pop, but we think that the service has been incredible. Don't be scared off by, thinking that you're not going to be treated well. It is Disney, and I think they have amazing customer service. Now, Pop is a Walt Disney World Resort hotel, so because you're booking there, you do get access to all of their park transportation, as well as Magical Express and extra magic hours. So Pop does have a dedicated bus system to the parks, to the water parks, and downtown Disney. We have found that we've often visited other resorts, not to stay, but to eat, to shop, to look, to browse. We have found Pop's bus service to be the best out of all of them. I once waited at the Grand Floridian for ever for a bus. I mean, we were turning older than we were before we sat down at the Grand Floridian. But we have always found that Pop Century buses have been incredible, and we have really, thought that the system that they use, where they have one centrally located bus stop with dedicated buses just for the resort, to work out really, really well, even at kind of peak times when you're leaving the park after fireworks or after a special event. They have been really, really adequate. Now, another thing about Pop is that you can get, because it's a Disney resort, you get Magical Express transportation, which is if you're flying in, you can get complimentary transportation to and from the airport. You also get extra magic hours. So that means there's going to be days at different parks where just Disney Resort guests are able to go and spend a couple hours in the park before the general public, or stay a couple hours later after the public leaves for the day. And to us, that is a big draw to staying on property. And we've found that, for the price point, we have gotten all of those perks at Pop Century, just like we would have if we were staying at the Polynesian. Things that we don't get by staying at Pop Century Resort, we do not, they don't have other forms of transportation besides buses. They don't have water slides at the pool or sit-down restaurants. It is kind of located further out from Magic Kingdom, and also the room size may be an issue for some families. I can see, as our boys get older, possibly wanting to move to a room that has bigger beds, but Pop Century is actually undergoing an entire room renovation. So the rooms are being completely gutted right now, and I've seen some of the pictures for the new rooms. In my opinion, I love them. If they have laminate floors, I may never leave Pop, because can anyone hear me on hotel room carpet? It has to be one of the most disgusting things that I can think of. I can't, hotel room carpet just makes me gag a little. So if they have laminate floors that I can take a Clorox wipe to, they may have won me forever. But I think that, I'm not going to speak into what the renovations include. I'm hearing that they include coffee makers, laminate floors, a nicer configured vanity area, a different configuration for the table, possibly a Murphy bed and a queen bed. And no matter what they configure, I know people who have taken a single air mattress, and it's worked out really well for as their children get older. I think there's definitely enough floor space at Pop Century Resort to do that. And, it can work for other families. But I think that you really just have to research it, look and see, watch a couple walkthrough videos and see if the feel is for you. We love it. I'm going to insert a bunch of pictures at the end of this video. You can kind of see snapshots of us loving and enjoying Pop Century. And, if you have any comments, any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. I will totally get back to you and answer them. Like I said, we've spent about 28 nights there over the last, 4 trips that we've stayed. And so we have some experience. So please leave any questions in the comments below, and we'll see you real soon.